The Wheaton Arms Q36 Space Comp. Let's check it out. With the popularity of 9mm carbines and 9mm pistols in carbine form, also with threaded barrels, compensators are really great to add to your firearm. It helps keep muzzle rise down, it helps with felt recoil, and it just makes the gun more of a pleasure to shoot. So Wheaton Arms is offering their Q36 Space Comp. This is a very lightweight, compact option, whether you're concealed carrying with a comp, whether you want to add it to your Stribog, your PC9 carbine, or a number of others. And it really is a small package on your firearm, and yet it's very effective. Now, to me, one of the biggest appeals of the Q36 is how small and lightweight it is. I mean, it is featherweight, and we'll look at that in a minute, but it's so easy to attach. You don't need any kind of timing. And two, it goes onto any kind of 9mm pistol like this, or your standard pistol with a threaded barrel. And there's so many different options out there. You have your thread protector, but what are you going to put on it? 1/2 by 28 threads, and you have 3 ports, and the diameter is for your 9mm. And then of course there is a little small rubber gasket that comes with it, and this makes it really easy. This is really the secret to keeping this thing still. But once you put it on, it goes on really smooth. And then when you get to that point where you start getting some resistance, just tighten it down until you get that comp in the right location. So here I want the little bar to be at the top, and I just align it to my sights, and I'm ready to go. And it's according to the barrel length with the threads on it to where it's going to sit. This is a Wheaton Arms barrel for a G19, and so it just comes out a little bit. It doesn't interfere with the slide, and it gives you a little bit of length, but not too much. And the weight on the Q36, just 0.4 ounces. And the length is about 3/4 of an inch. Width, 3/4 of an inch. Now the comp is made from 70-75 T6 aluminum. It does have a black anodized finish on it. There are other finishes that are coming up, so by the time this video gets rolling, you'll start to see the different colors that he's going to offer. The O-ring can be timed to different ways you can put this on, so you have a lot of flexibility, and this O-ring can be used multiple times. It's not a one-time use, and this is a heat-resistant O-ring. There's no set screws. I mean, the O-ring does away with that, so it allows you to put it wherever you want to. Now, it is, again, just a drop-in system. You can just attach it to your barrel like we've shown, so it's really easy. And all the edges have been beveled just to make this snag-free, but just the natural design, because it is a cylinder, it makes it really easy to be able to draw in and out of holsters where you would carry a comp. Here at the Stribog, I mean, guys, this barely adds anything past the threads. In fact, I believe it's only like about a 1/2 inch past the threads, so it keeps it really trim, really narrow. And then with the Stribog, you already have this part that comes out, just kind of steps up, and it naturally just fits to this. The diameter of the comp is just a touch over where the slide is, and so you can use standard sights. Of course, if you want to add suppressor height sights, you can. But this way you can shoot it with your handgun just as it is. We're going to be using some Fiocchi 115 grain. We appreciate them sponsoring the ammo, all made right here in the USA. And it's just your standard velocity stuff, so we thought that would be a great way to test it out. Now we took the Glock 19 down and we shot it with the comp and then without the comp, and just to see what kind of difference we could get. To be honest with you, when you're shooting it side by side on video, you can't quite tell the difference. One reason is because Robbie and I both are very used to shooting the Glock 9mm and able to tame the recoil. But it was definitely a much more soft shooting experience. The mass of the slide just seemed to come back not as violently as it typically does. Not that 9mm is anything terrible. Everything you can do to tame your muzzle rise just allows you to get back on target quicker. But where it really shined was with the Stribog. And one of the things about the Stribog is a blowback action, but it's a really heavy mass bolt. And these are made as submachine guns. So when we were shooting it with the comp, it really made a difference. I mean, when you're shooting it without the comp, you can feel the bolt come back really heavy and strong. With the comp, it softened that felt recoil coming back. It just gave it a little bit of cushion, and it allowed for a much more enjoyable shooting. It was really funny. I had just ordered a couple of comps for the Stribog. They were bigger, they were longer, they were heavier. This is much more effective. And when you're looking for a lot of these 9mm comps, they can be quite large. Now, with 9mm being so popular, I think coming up with a comp was a great idea, especially the compact size you have. What is it that led you to come up with this?
Well, you know, there's already a few muzzle brakes on the market available for 9mm for pistols as well as for the PCC rifles and pistols. We wanted something that was small and compact and that was very effective. And some of the things that we've learned through competitive shooting for the last 20 plus years are the majority of the guys that run comps on their firearms, on their pistols especially, they're shooting in what's called open division. And those pistols run generally a 38 Super Comp case, and it's a really high volume of gas that moves down the barrel, so they can run a multi-chamber comp that's 1.5 inches, 2 inches long, and take advantage of all of these multiple chambers to make a very efficient, very soft shooting pistol. With factory 9mm, like the Fiocchi that we have here on the table, it doesn't generate the volume of gas that you get with some of the slower burning powders that a hand loader could use. Right. So we really designed the comp to work around factory ammunition and be very effective with the amount of gas that we get with the factory ammunition. Right. So you don't need 4, 5, 6 chambers or a 2.5 inch comp for it to be very effective. And what we did, we reduced the diameter and the length of the muzzle brake down to make it very effective with the powder that we have and the pressure that we have available and the volume of gas that we have available with factory ammunition.
Well, too, I think this makes it really great to be able for concealed carry holders that like to have a comp on their gun. There's a lot of barrels. In fact, you guys make barrels that are threaded, so it really makes it easy.
It does. And for the threaded barrel, we're only adding about a 1/2 inch of overall length with it threaded on the barrel. Right. So it's a pretty minimal amount of length that we're adding to the barrel with our muzzle brake. And this is a full-length threaded barrel, so the threads are 450 thousandths long, and then we've got the little bit of comp out here on the end. Right. And that was one of the things that we wanted to do, was really try and minimize the profile of the muzzle brake on the pistol itself, but still have a very effective brake to help with recoil reduction and muzzle rise.
And to me, one thing that's really exciting is on like this Stribog. I mean, putting this on, it changes the complete recoil feel of the gun.
With the Stribog here, when we were shooting it, you really feel the heavy bolt slapping to the rear when you shoot it. Without the muzzle brake being on, you really feel that heavy bolt when it bumps to the rear. With the brake being installed, it softens that bump that you feel. It's really difficult to even describe. It's almost just a soft feel with the way the bolt comes to the rear with the brake, the way the brake pulls everything forward. You'd almost have to shoot it to really be able to feel it and know exactly what we're talking about with that, the way it softens that impulse with it.
Yeah. And one of the great things is it does not affect reliability. We had no malfunctions at all while shooting this. We shot over 1,000 rounds just testing them out. Actually took 3 range days. And guys, I'll tell you, I was really looking forward to getting the comp back out every time. The price on the Wheaton Arms Q36 Space Comp is $74.99, and a lot of times he is running specials, so keep your eye open for that. But very effective. It'll give you a lot more pleasure while shooting. And guys, this thing is so compact and lightweight, you won't even know it's there. except the lack of recoil. And I want to thank Robbie Wheaton for supplying the comps for this test and evaluation. And if you haven't stopped by our Facebook page, we do a Facebook Live every Tuesday from 12 till 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And man, we have a lot of fun, answer a lot of questions, upcoming reviews. I mean, it's a great time, so check it out. And I'll have a link down below in the description. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. We're going to be using some Fiocchi 119 full metal jacket.
115.
Yeah. Sorry, did I say one? What did I say?
119.
We're going to be using some 119 grain. This is really unique. Take 300. Sorry, Robbie.
It's okay.
And you'll have to go because this video will be up for a long time. It's a lot of threads.
It is not a QD. It was one of those rounds that was soft.
Yeah.
I pulled the trigger and it was like